Hello and welcome to the Outsourcing and Offshoring Philippines podcast. And I am Henry Acosta, the host of the podcast. Our guests today are Ryan Carpenter, Jonathan Odin, and CJ Arguelles. We are currently in their offices here at CKSD Solutions. And thank you so much, guys, for inviting me. And thank you for coming on the show.
Fantastic.
We're glad to be here.
Yeah, we're very happy that you've come along. We're excited to hopefully advise and to share everything that we've been learning on our journey. CJ?
Yes. Just thanks for coming by, and it's the first time for us. It's the first time we're gonna get interviewed. So unfortunately, Kevin's not here, the founder of the company, but I think we'll be able to pull it through. So
it.
yeah.
Same for what they said, thanks. It's huge. We appreciate the effort, you coming out and everything.
I appreciate the invite. And to get things started, can each of you guys give a brief intro about yourselves and tell us about what you do at CKSD Outsourcing Solutions?
Okay. My name is Ryan Carpenter. I'm basically the ops guy. I make ends meet. That's the easiest way to explain what I do. So I basically have a eagle's eye overview of all the accounts, each employee or agent's performance. I monitor everyone, and I just basically help everyone meet their goals. And so it's a win-win situation. Help the people to get better. The clients are happy. Win-win.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Odin. I'm head of business strategy. I deal with the clients. Literally sit down, speak to them, understand where the businesses are and how we can help improve that, come up with the solutions that are necessary, implement sometimes even brand new solutions we invent along the way because every business is different. I work very closely with Ryan because once my job is done, it doesn't mean that that's the perfect ending. Ryan actually does a little bit more than that. We have a lot of processes that continue throughout the life of the contract, which I'm sure Ryan will gladly touch on later. I also look after the marketing, which is always a challenge because marketing changes, as you probably guys are aware, 3 or 4 times a year, just like music. And so you've always got to be on top of that and knowing how best that marketing strategy can be used for your company. Because, it's not one shirt fits all. You've got to find out what works best for CKSD Solutions.
Hey guys, CJ Arguelles here, or Christopher James, whatever you want to call me. But anyway, Ryan Carpenter, he's the one who has an eagle's eye view of all the operations. Now, myself, on the other hand, I have an eagle's eye view of the entire company. I try to make sure that everything is in place. I used to be the one who handles marketing before Jonathan, came in. Still helping him with marketing as well. Right now, I'm the president of the company. Kevin's the founder. And
you come up with great ideas.
Yes.
He's an idea man as well.
Yes. We basically come up with solutions for different kinds of clients, even if it's a solution that's not yet being done by anybody else. It's something that we always try to improve, and it's always something that we try to put a process on, right?
It's very much a team effort.
All right, sounds great. And thank you guys again for inviting me to your offices. I heard you guys are doing some renovations soon, so when can we expect the new offices to be up?
Well, the planning stages, we're already done with the planning stages of the renovation of the office or offices. So if you guys come down to our building, you're going to see basically right now it's not bare, but you can tell that there's still a huge room for improvement, especially the exterior decorations. Our plan is hopefully by second or third quarter of this year, 2018, we can occupy the second floor of this building that we're currently staying at. So that's all I can say.
Yeah, that one right
There we
now.
go. Just to add on what Ryan was saying about renovations, we started this company from ground up, especially Kevin. Yes, the building belongs to Kevin's grandparents, but we still need to pay rent. Business is business, even though it's family, right? Now, when Kevin first started the company, it was a rough flooring, like really rough finish on the floor. There were cockroaches and rats inside the old office. No, it was scary. It was actually scary. It was really scary. The stations were all made out of wood. But 2 years pass and we have better stations now. The floors are a lot better. Air conditioners. We changed most of them. All of them, actually. All of them. But the main plan is to, just like what Ryan mentioned earlier, the main plan is to really move the entire production area to the second floor. This room, or the first floor, our office is in the first floor. We're gonna turn this more into recruitment and training. That's what the plans are.
Yes.
Basically. We were hoping that we could have done it last year around November or December, but there's a lot of unforeseen things that happened and it got held up. So, but we're really optimistic about the second quarter and the third quarter of this year. So but once we get all the renovations done, we'll be up to 150 stations for production. Planning to have a training room for at least 20 to 25 people.
So well, can you tell us about the services that you guys offer to your clients and the market you guys are targeting?
Well, as the market goes right now, we're concentrating on Australia and New Zealand. In the evenings, United States. We do, moving forward on that, we will be hitting Europe later on, but it's exceptionally busy just dealing with those two markets. The services we offer, we're really looking for SMEs, small medium enterprises, if in Australian language, where again it's really hard to identify which service it is because we can offer so many. We're very lucky that we've got some brilliant business partners, so we're able to implement their services into our solutions. So it's quite diversified in what we're able to offer. If I was just to go through bookkeeping, marketing, digital marketing assistants, these are guys that if you need a marketing strategy, we'll have a marketing blueprint made up by one of our business partners who is an expert in that field, and then when you take on your digital marketing assistant, they will follow that blueprint or that pathway to success. So really for the first 3-4 months of that client's life cycle within our business, it's pretty much set that we know what goals are going to be achieved. We can set our KPIs, and there's no tears, because I think marketing is one of the hardest things to actually do for any company because it's so diverse in its outcomes. If it's a terrible product, no matter what you do. So we're also very particular about what clients we take on board. If we don't feel we can help, we're not just going to say no. I mean, we do, but we also try to help them. We'll put them into somebody where we feel that they can be helped, whether that's a freelancer or even one of our competition, if that's what's necessary. We try to at least leave them with a good opinion of our company along the way on that. Other services, web design. We're moving into some more high-end services which I want to keep under my belt for now because I don't want my competitors knowing anything, which are going to be very eye-opening and will actually take CKSD right to the forefront of where we are, because it's not just a matter of what we do now, it's what we're going to be doing into the future. And looking at how outsourcing is going to be in the year 2020, 2021, because it's going to be completely different than what it is now, and any company that's not really looking into that is going to get left behind. So we're well aware of that, and I'm ready to implement the changes this year, one hopes, for that. So, anything else I forgot, boys? Go to the website, have a look, there's loads. And we'll keep inventing them if that's what it takes.
And so do you guys usually get your clients from just your marketing team? Do you guys have a marketing scheme, or how do you usually get your clients? Usually from what kind of ways do you do?
Me again. Okay, well, we've got a really unique strategy with our LinkedIn. I know other people are using that strategy, but again, as marketing changes, so does your strategy with LinkedIn. So we use that a lot. We run email campaigns. We're about to set up a referral program. I'm going to keep that one slightly again to my belt because it's going to be very specialized, where our clients, which we have now, are going to be able to refer people, our own staff. And there's a lot of people on LinkedIn who are very well connected, and they're called connectors, and they can actually make a very good living from actually introducing us to potential clients. So that's another way that we do, and we will be gaining a lot of our new clients, and hopefully word of mouth without any expectation of payment, which would be really beautiful.
And have you guys ever had clients who actually came to your offices and met up with your staff?
Yes, we have. Most of our clients have came here. We had that one Korean client for English teaching. He came here. He was very happy with the service. Yeah. And then that one client from New Zealand. And he still comes here. Every 3 months. And then we have that one American client from New Jersey who flew down here to check on the operation, see how's it going. And he likes it. He likes how we treat their people. He likes how we treated him. It's like he said, yes, you guys are working, but it doesn't really feel like you're in the office, but it's working. It's like it's a family environment. It's a family environment. That's what they want. They actually like that, especially small to medium-sized enterprises. Then we have this one client from Florida that has plans on flying in a month or two, right? So we're very welcoming when it comes to our clients. We don't hide who we are. We don't hide where we are. Me personally, I was born and raised here in Angeles City, Pampanga. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. I'm right here. If there are any clients that asks me, or any prospect clients that would ask me, okay, can I go there? Of course, because we're not hiding anything. If we could actually change the name of the company, we would call it Crystal Clear, right? Because that's how transparent we are with the clients.
It's true. We're actually thinking of doing that somewhere along the line. Crystal Clear solution.
Crystal Clear.
All right, and about your location, you guys are found in Angeles City, Pampanga. That's outside of Manila. So, does that ever affect, or do you get objections from clients where they ask about the talent that's available here and the type of work, like the internet connection and electricity?
It's something that Kevin and I had trouble with in the past. It's something that, because we all know that Angela City or Clark, it's growing. It's growing, especially the past few years. Past 2 years, if I may say. But before that, not a lot of people have heard of Clark. But basically in the Philippines, there are 3 major cities that does outsourcing. We have Metro Clark, which is where we're about 5-10 minutes away from. And then we have Metro Manila, and we have Metro Cebu. Talent-wise, I would say Clark is a very strategical place to be in because we're close to the people from up north, and anybody that gets tired of the metro they can come here in Pampanga, which is fairly close. It's like 2 hours or an hour and a half ride from Manila. Anybody from up north, namely Tarlac, Pangasinan, whatever, they all come by here. Even if they go to Manila, they would still come by Pampanga. So if they see an opportunity in Pampanga, I'm pretty sure that they would rather stay here in Pampanga rather than go to Metro Manila, especially because the provincial rate, that's already scratched off. There's no such thing as provincial rate. Or at least with us, there's no such thing as provincial rate. Anything that you boys want to add?
I just find when speaking to clients, I see it as a plus. Because in Manila, you're going to find people just jumping from business to business for like for $20. Where here, which is true, guys, you know that. So for here, it's like people live here and they've got their families here. And if they're especially in Australia and New Zealand, they'll have what I would say a normal westernized life where they go to work at 9 and they go home at 5, shall we say. And they're not going to jump around for $10 or $20 because we all pay pretty much the same wages around here. Everybody's very similar in what they're able to offer. So it's a lot more stable. If you're looking for like a year's solution or even into the future, the chances are, and I know it through personal experience, that team are going to stick with you through thick and thin. And they're going to be there at the end of your contract and maybe there for even longer. So I see it as a plus, not really as a negative, right?
It's actually a plus.
Okay. CJ and Jonathan already covered most of it. I just wanted to include that clients, of course, they're thinking of their business. So again, they're outsourcing their business to number one, of course, to save some money on the labor cost. But number two, when they outsource their business, they want to be sure that they can trust their partners offshore. So one of the usual responses or questions that we get from clients is, how do you get your talent? Where do you get your talent? How is your talent compared to, the talent available in Metro Manila? So nowadays, I can say that, we are utilizing all possible streams, recruitment streams, not only social media. There's a lot of awesome, strategies to get the talent needed. So it could be let's say a relocation package. It could be any other promotion out there. But at the end of the day, before we line up any candidates for a client's interview, we make sure that number one, they have the skill set required, and number two, they have the mindset required. Because again, every person that we introduce to clients reflect us as a business. And similar to what CJ and Jonathan said earlier, crystal clear solutions. We value transparency over most of all the other, core values out there. Of course, respect and everything, but transparency is one of our strong points. So again, that is one thing that we emphasize to clients. So again, long story short, there is no challenge when it comes to recruiting talents. It's just the dedication needed. Some talents, especially higher skill sets, require more effort. So that's all I can say. Thank you.
Awesome. And yeah, so for our listeners, can you tell us exactly where you're off or at in Angeles, Pampanga? And yeah, what can they expect once the renovations are done?
Once the renovation is done, we're looking at, of course, locker rooms, uh, better pantry, right? Better food to eat, healthy food. Actually, not oily food. I don't wanna kill the people that works for us, right? You gotta keep them healthy. We're located inside of Marisol subdivision in Angeles City. It's actually in the middle of the city. It's in between uptown, which is Balibago Park, and downtown, which is mostly like Angeles City proper. Now, we're inside of Marisol subdivision. We're on the first floor, units B and C, DMC building, Don Pepe Henson Avenue, Angeles City. If you're coming from AUF, or if you're coming from AUF, all you have to do is just turn right on the 7-Eleven or on the stoplight, and then turn left, and you'll be able to see us after like a minute of driving, or even half a minute of driving. We should be on the left hand side of the road. Now, location wise, this is not where CKSD will end. This is not the only location that CKSD will have. Our plans in the future to come is to actually possibly go to rural places of the Philippines as well. Create jobs for more people. Train more people. Give opportunities to people that have to travel 30 to 40 minutes for them to get a decent job. And that decent job, I'm saying, is a job at the mall. A job that would pay them the minimum wage. Come on. Our fresh graduates in this country definitely deserve more than just the minimum wage. And, me personally, I want to open the kids' minds. I want to train them into business. Train them to know about outsourcing. Train them to train their mindset on how they should look into this industry, because it would not only be able to help, number one, themselves, but it would also help our country. Right? Anything you boys want to add?
Yeah, really, with the training aspect of things, because there's so many changes which are happening so quickly that we can't guarantee that even the universities here are going to be able to keep up with it. So we're really going to be at the cutting edge of technology, which are going to be able to help businesses. We're going to be in that unique position where we're actually going to be able to train them ourselves. So it's not just taking these jobs. It's not actually being able to take these jobs, I would say, in the more rural areas. We're actually still able to take these unique training skills down there and make them so much more powerful that, number one, we'll be able to retain all our stuff because we'd have trained them from the ground up. You can't really emphasize enough just how important having very solid training is, because we're able to take the best of the best and offer them to our clients, which is a unique service to be able to do. And even the ones that aren't so perfect, it doesn't mean that they're a lost cause. It just means that we're able to then maybe give them to another company that aren't as advanced as where we are. And at a later date, it can always come back, of course, or just retrain them again. We don't. we're never going to be 100%, let's be quite honest with that. But as long as we can put in the best that we can and try to help as many people as we can, it's beneficial not just for any business out there, but as you rightly point out, for the Philippines and for CKSD Solutions.
Just to add on, for training, how can I say that? I usually classify training, or I divide it into two parts: skill set or skills training, and again, mindset training. So again, anyone is trainable, right? The only difference is the time frame on how long do you need to train this person, right? But again, in reality, even if, let's say, this person has all the skills needed in the world, if that person's mindset isn't trained to be professional, to have the proper work ethic, then it's useless. So yes, here at CKSD, we focus on training people, developing people. Aside from giving them the culture, the family-oriented culture that we'd like to, that we always like to promote, we offer them a proper and solid career path. Not only skills training, but realistic, how can I say this? Realistic coaching, realistic action plans, and giving them the proper mindset. So further down the line, if let's say they feel that they're ready to fly, to spread their own wings and fly out of the nest, yes, we're not going to stop them. And number two, we are confident that they can make it because of us. But of course, the effort, only 10% of the effort comes from us. 90% comes from the person itself. So again, that is how we want to empower our people. Okay, so of course, any company, everything revolves around money, of course, income, profit. But again, at the end of the day, if there are no people, there's no company. So again, that's one of our core values as well. We value our people the same way we value our clients and, of course, our own company. So there, that's all I can say.
All right, and I'm sure at this point of the podcast, I'm sure a lot of our listeners would be interested in getting in touch with you guys and maybe knowing how to do that. So can you tell our listeners how they can contact you? Can you give us your number or an email address?
Okay. Okay, I don't know all the numbers because we have so many. If you wish to get in touch with me through any inquiry, whether it's... Well, even if it's a work, you can send it to me and I'll send it through to recruitment. It's Jonathan, that's Jonathan, at CKSDsolutions.com. And the same as our website. We have an Australian number, which Ryan can read because he's got his glasses on, I haven't. An American number and a UK number, and we have a Filipino number. Our website, which I've managed to set up many ways of contacting us through Facebook, Google, Twitter. I think there's about 8 different social media channels we're actually running, and each one of those you're able to communicate to us with.
US number 310-929-4027. That's the US number. Australian number +61 386 691 576. UK number +44 203 129 2495. And I would suggest people just go to www.cksdsolutions.com. All of our contact details are there. It's much more easier. Or you could also reach us by our local phone number, our mobile phone number. It's 0915 476 1339.
All right, and for our last question, can you leave us a takeaway message and what you want our listeners to take away from CKSD Outsourcing Solutions?
Me again. Okay, CKSD Outsourcing Solutions. The bottom line here is, in a world full of all these different businesses, all the competition, all the new trends, everything, the world is continuously expanding and growing. Same goes for us. Similar to what Jonathan said, one of our main goals is to be ahead of the curve. Okay, we don't want to get left in the past. So this is one thing that we can offer our clients. Not only a transparent team that's dedicated in developing that client's team members, but a dedicated team that is focused on helping the client's company grow. Because again, at the end of the day, I'm not sure if people are familiar with the three-legged stool, clients, employees, and the company, or CKSD. If one leg is missing, the entire business model will fall apart. So contact us, let's have a chat, and then we can see. We could do business further down the line.
From my side of things, I just want to speak to the business owners, really, because that's my forte. It's with us, it's not just a matter of cheap labor. I just want to put that across to you straight away. We're not the cheapest and we're not the most expensive, but what we do is a lot of value. We cover a lot of costs. So for the first thing, we have amazing systems in place for System Hub. So you're getting systems which you're not paying for. So when you come on board, no matter if it's a big job or a small job, we'll help you systemize that. And we supply you with the software to do that. So it takes away key person dependency. It gives you your time, which is why you're outsourcing anyway in a lot of different scenarios. It's not just cost savings, it is having more time to work on your business. And so it just takes away all that stress. There's a lot of other pieces of software which we adapt, which we cover the cost for. So yes, you're paying what you might feel like $900 a month in certain aspects. If it's a 3-month contract, you might think, oh, that's a lot of money, Jonathan. But when you actually know what goes on behind the scenes, then you suddenly realize what great value that actually is. Because if you were to get some of these pieces of software which we pay for and you were to do it independently, trust me, it will cost you a hell of a lot more than $900. So, and we're always looking for new technologies and new software which we can implement. We're in a unique position where we're able to keep our costs down. And because of our growth strategy, we can pretty much level off some of our costs as long as we keep growing. And so we will be able to keep implementing some strategies along the way. Some we will obviously have to pass on to clients, but we work out very amazing prices in certain aspects, under 50% of what that will cost you if you were to take it from the major high street as a solution, shall we say. So yeah, definitely give me a call, find out what we can do. Everyone's an individual. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, and I can't say I'm going to get the solution for you done in a week. But, Rome wasn't built in a day, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, and yeah, that's all our questions for today. And thank you so much for inviting me to your offices. It's great to be here, and I really appreciate your guys' time.
What's up?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And that was Ryan Carpenter, Jonathan Odin, and CJ Arguelles. They are the top heads of CKSD Outsourcing Solutions. If you would want to reach them, like what Jonathan said, you can visit their website at cksdsolutions.com, or you can contact them directly at jonathan@cksdsolutions.com. We have just finished talking about their services, what they do, and what makes them stand out as an outsourcing firm here in the Philippines. And yeah, if you're interested in this interview and learning more about the BPO industry in the Philippines, please do visit our website at www.offshoring.com.ph and follow us on our social media pages. I'm Henry Acosta, and this is the Outsourcing and Offshoring Philippines podcast.